Hey guys, how's it going? Heidi back again. Let's take a look at what I got going on here. Hi guys. Oh, hello. Hello. All right, so I've never used red oak before. I bought this piece. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm just now getting ready to polyurethane it. This is obviously my countertop where my sink goes. And this is the backsplash. It's also red oak. I got this really cheap at Menards. I think it's 4 feet long and I want to say 36 inches wide, something like that. It was only $40. But yeah, all I've done is one swipe. And look at the color popping. Love. Let me show you. This is so satisfying. Yeah, it's so pretty. It's got dark and light grains, as you can see. I like to use a paintbrush. Then I can get nice, even strokes. Man, this is drying so fast. It's pretty warm out here today. I need to hurry up and get it on. Wow. Oh my God. This looks 100% better than before I coated it. I mean, it was already gorgeous, but it was very blonde. And actually, this is clear. This isn't colored. It's just warm, ultra flat clear. So this is the natural color of the wood popping here. And I know somebody out there is probably thinking, is that food safe since it's a kitchen countertop? No, it's not food safe, but I'm not going to be using this as a cutting board. It's not going to have food directly on it. It's more of a kitchen countertop for putting things together, you know, cooking on. So actually, when I built my first cargo trailer a few years ago, which I've talked about, I was obsessed with making sure I had food grade, food safe countertop, and I used edge glued pine, which is basically the same thing as butcher block, but not as thick. You can get these edge glued pine panels really inexpensively, super cheap. They come in all different sizes, lengths, and they're really, really cheap because it's pine. It gives you the appearance of butcher block. It's not as thick as butcher block, so it's only an inch thick, whereas butcher block is 2 inches thick. But the benefit of using that edge glued pine, it's lighter weight, it's cheaper. Anyway, so getting back to when I did the cargo trailer, I just rubbed it with oil. Well, I found pretty quickly that just wasn't going to hold up, and I ended up going back and resanding my countertops, and then I went over them with polyacrylic, and I gave up on the whole food grade surface because I don't think it's necessary. If you're doing a cutting board, yeah. Cutting board, you don't want to use these heavy chemicals, but this is just a countertop. So I love painting. I love using paint brushes. I used to be a cake decorator years ago. It's the same thing. These nice little strokes. Oh, I guess I should get the inside of this. So I learned how to make really beautiful, smooth icing as a cake decorator, and that's the same skill I'm using with my painting. And maybe I should have done this part first. I mean, no one's going to see this because the sink's going to be here, but I might as well go ahead and coat it. Give it a little bit of protection. Anyway, I just started going over this with the polyurethane, and the colors start to pop, and I thought, man, I need to share this. Somebody else, I'm sure, will enjoy seeing those colors pop. Here's Heidi's hot tip. Whenever you do a coat like this, you can see I've got it up on little blocks. And then I go around the edge underneath so I don't have big globs of polyurethane dripping down and stuck to the other side, because it's pretty thick when it dries, and then you got to kind of sand off those globs if you don't catch them with the paintbrush. Because then when you go to lay this down flat, those globs it'll make it so it doesn't lay completely flat. Wow. Oh my God, this is so pretty. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right, let me check my strokes real quick. Looks pretty neat. I don't see any globs or drips anywhere. And then I'll probably go over... Wait a minute. I'll probably go over it with my finger underneath just to make sure I get all the little drips off. But yeah, so basically what I like to do at least 3 coats. You put the first one on, and the moisture will pull the grains up a little bit. Some of the grains will rise. You let it dry thoroughly. Since it's really warm day today, it's like in the 80s here. This is going to dry really fast. Normally, it would take probably a good 2 hours to really get dry all the way, but it'll probably be faster than that because of the heat today. Once it's dry, I'll go over sandpaper, and I will use a really light grade. I think this is 120. Hang on. 220. 220. That basically just knocks the grains down. So once it's dry, you go over it with the 220, knock all the little rough grains down, and then I always go over it with my hand afterward to wipe all the sawdust off, make sure it's nice and clean. I don't like using towels because I feel like the threads get caught on the wood sometimes, and that can rip the wood. I mean, I've sanded these nice and smooth, but still, I don't want to take any chances. Anyway, wipe it down with my hand, and then I'll put the second coat on, and then a third coat. And once this dries, it's going to be warm, ultra flat. I'm not a big fan of having super shiny wooden surfaces. I don't think it looks natural. Excuse me. You can see over here with the door. Ugh. This frame on the door I polyurethaned, but I didn't get the inside frame done. You can see the difference where this is a little bit darker than this, but this is pine, and pine, the colors don't pop as nicely with the pine. They just pop a little bit. But anyway, that's what that ultra flat looks like. As you can see, it's not very shiny. It just brings the color out in the wood and gives it a natural look. That's how I like it. Anyway, there you go. That's my update. This one also I polyurethaned, but I think when I did these treads, I think I used a walnut stain. It gave it a really warm caramel color, which doesn't really match anything, but I don't care. Alright, yeah, so today I'm just working on some little projects. I just have a few hours, and then I gotta go back to work in the big truck and head out to Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska. Here's my other car, my beater, and my dog. Alright. Oh, I love that. That's gonna look amazing with that floor too. Man, this is gorgeous. You know what? Like I said, I've never used red oak before. This is why everybody loves red oak. I mean, I always use pine on everything. Cheap, naughty pine. Because, you know, it's pretty, but it's very thin and the colors don't really pop. Like, here's an example of some naughty pine I got at Lowe's yesterday. Look at this. I think these are like wormholes, but it's gorgeous. I don't know what I'm going to use that on, but I got it anyway. And I got them to mark it half off because it's got all these holes in it. And then this over here is cedar. This is the trim that's going to go around my door on the inside. I already have it sanded. It's ready to install. That's what I'm actually working on, is a bunch of trim today. A lot of this wood is for trim. So, wow. Seriously. Wow. All right. Talk to you guys later.